guys, today we're going to be learning and reading about the story, The Scholarship Jacket. This story is by Marta Salinas. Okay? Does she sound like a typical American name?
No.
Raising your hand, who can tell me where you think she might be from? Malachi?
Mexico?
Okay, so she might be Hispanic, right? It's kind of what her name leads us to believe. Okay, I like how you're thinking that. Now, before we go any further, I want you to look at the title and this picture. I want you to turn and talk to your elbow partner about what you think this story might be about. Go ahead. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Right. What y'all say? What do you think this is going to be about?
Somebody gets a scholarship and they get a jacket for it.
Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Go ahead and go to the next slide. Use kind of what you talked about, as well as what Brady said, and go ahead and complete the Flipgrid. All you have to do is click on the link. It'll take you to Flipgrid, and just quickly, it doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Go ahead and complete the Flipgrid. Okay, and it's what do you predict the passage the scholarship jacket is about based on the title and the picture on the first slide? Go ahead and go.
I think the scholarship jacket is about somebody getting a scholarship that is graduating college. It's really slow. Something about I think the scholarship jacket is about somebody I think the scholarship jacket is about somebody who graduates high school and gets to go to college and gets a special scholarship that gives her a special jacket. Some eighth grade kid wants to get a jacket. I think the scholarship jacket is about somebody who graduates high school and goes to college with a scholarship, and the scholarship gives her a special jacket. I think that's good. How about play it? Yeah, that's fine. I don't like it. I think it's I believe scholarship jacket passage is about keep scrolling up. I think it's college guy who graduates high school and he gets a scholarship and gets a jacket. That's a big jacket. I think the scholarship jacket is about a woman who goes and gets a scholarship to college to learn academics, sports, and tells her story of why she got the scholarship jacket. Look at this. Look at it. Look at this, baby. That is
Alright guys, about another minute left for this, and then we're going to watch a couple of them.
Scholarship jacket is about a woman or a man that gets a scholarship to college and gets a jacket. And it's about Washington Jackie and out college gets a special jacket for the scholarship. Scholarship jacket. I got an upside down burger. How did you put stuff on it?
Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and watch two of yours. Remember, the question is, what do you predict the passage, the scholarship jacket, is about based on the title and the picture on the first slide? I'm just going to randomly go through and pick one. Okay, let's see. Let's watch this one.
I think the story is about someone who gets a scholarship and then gets a jacket for getting their scholarship, and something like bad happens to
Okay, so she thinks something bad might happen. Let's look at another one.
I think the scholarship jacket is about somebody who graduates high school and goes to college with a scholarship, and the scholarship gives her a special jacket.
Okay, I like your thought process, and we'll go ahead and watch the one that's coming up next.
I think the scholarship jacket is about a girl going from high school to college, and somehow she gets some sort of scholarship, and that leads to some special jacket. And I think that jacket's going to have like a really big meaning, and it might be like really important to her later in her life.
Okay, I like your thought process. All right, let's everybody go back to our Google slide presentation. And you have a quick write to do now. It says, what obstacles might you encounter while working to make your dream come true? All you have to do is click where there's that little bullet and there's a dot, and you can type in your Google slide. You are answering the question, what obstacles might you encounter while working to make your dreams come true? Then you'll need to answer, how could you overcome these obstacles? This is all going to relate to this story. Okay, and a lot of you kind of went into that on your flip grid. So go ahead and type your answers quickly for me. Doesn't have to be long. that I really liked. So the first, it says, what obstacles might you encounter while working to make your dream come true? Several things I saw were not trying hard enough. That's a big thing that'll help. I mean, you won't make your dreams come true if you're not trying hard enough. It takes hard work to excel, right? Also, somebody said overcome financial struggles. That's, I think, thinking in terms of college maybe, not having the money to go to college. Well, there's other ways for that, right? To help out with that. Leaving your family. That would be hard. Okay? So the second question is, how could you overcome these obstacles? I really like this answer that somebody put. Don't listen to the people telling you can't do it. Because you can. If you put your mind to it, you can always achieve your goals. Okay? And make your dreams come true. So, let's go ahead and go to our next slide. And let's learn about our author. Like I said a minute ago, the author is Marta Salinas. She is the author of the short story, The Scholarship Jacket, as well as a lot of other short stories. She was born in, and I'm going to try to say this right, Coalinga, California. So she was born in the United States. But she is of Hispanic descent, okay? Her family is Hispanic, so you were right, Malachi. She received a degree from the University of California at Irvine. Now, today, we are going to be focusing on two skills. The first one is point of view. Y'all all know what point of view is. This story is written in first person point of view. Okay? In first person point of view, the narrator is a character in the story. They are actually in the story. Okay? And they tell the story using the pronouns I, me, we, and us. So you'll hear I did this, we did this. Okay? She did this. Because it's all based on her point of view. And it tells the story, like I said, as he or she experiences it. If you were to write a story about your life, it would be in first person point of view. The other thing we're going to be looking at are making inferences. An inference is a logical guess about things that are not directly stated in the story. You use what you know, you use what you read to make an inference, to decide what's going on, to decide what's happening. Always base your inferences on details in the story. Okay? So if you look at this little inference equation, what I read, what I know, equals what I infer. That's what we're going to be doing a lot of today, making those inferences. So, here's the other fun thing that we're going to be doing. You're going to become a sidekick to Miss Marta Salinas. To become her sidekick, you're going to become her dependable ally and helper. Throughout the story, as we read it, your job is to ask the author questions. I'm not going to be questioning you guys a lot during this. You're going to take over that role. And you're going to be coming up with questions to ask either the author or to ask your neighbors to help you better understand this text. Does anybody have a question about this becoming a sidekick? While you're doing that, all you have to do is kind of make jot notes of it on the margins of your paper. I told you earlier you don't really need a pencil, but you will kind of need a pencil. Okay? So, that's your job. Now, I want you to go through, and I want you to first off number the paragraphs in your story on your paper. Go through and number the paragraphs. Does anybody need a pencil? Everybody else good? Even if it's a teeny tiny little paragraph, number it. No. This is the quote. Just do that as 5. Guys, on the one that says look and then right after it pounding, just do that whole thing as 5. I know that's weird, but. Yeah, just the same thing. That's fine. You're good. Dark time. Nobody. Yeah, you can. Oh, sorry. Okay guys, so we're going to go ahead and start reading part 1. You can see on your papers where I went through and I divided up our passage into like smaller chunks. Because it's a whole lot easier for us to understand smaller chunks at a time than reading the whole story at once. Yes, sir.
So how many paragraphs are in the whole entire story?
Truthfully, I don't know. I think there's about 20-ish, somewhere around in there. As long as you have about that, you should be good.
I got
Okay.
21.
Okay, so I found on YouTube a video of this being read aloud. We're not going to watch it right now. We're going to watch it when we get done with it. Because what's on YouTube, their version is a little different from ours. I took the original text and copied it for you. This text has been changed a little bit to exclude a few curse words. But like I said, in literature, you're going to sometimes come across them. And we have to be mature enough to handle it. And so that's why I copied it for you guys. The original text, as she wrote it, is because I think you need to experience the actual text that she wrote, not how they changed it to kind of be better for an educational setting. Okay? So let's go ahead and go to our next slide. Well, this one.
Good. By Martus.
There we go. Let's go and let's read part 1. I'm going to read it aloud and then I will let y'all start reading it with me later on. So follow along as I read. The small Texas school that I attended carried out a tradition every year during the 8th grade graduation. A beautiful gold and green jacket, the school colors, was awarded to the class valedictorian, the student who had maintained the highest grade for 8 years. The scholarship jacket had a big gold S on the left front side, and the winner's name was written in gold letters on the pocket. My older sister, Rosie, had won the jacket a few years back, and I fully expected to win also. I was 14 and in the 8th grade. I had been a straight A student since the 1st grade. And the last year, I had looked forward to owning that jacket. My father was a farm laborer who couldn't earn enough money to feed 8 children. So when I was 6, I was given to my grandparents to raise. We couldn't participate in sports in school because there were registration fees, uniform costs, and trips out of town. So even though we were quite agile and athletic, there would never be a sports school jacket for us. This one, the scholarship jacket, was our only chance. So go into our slide presentation here. Our first question is, who is the narrator? It's her, right? It's the actual author. So let's just put the author. Because do we know her name yet?
No.
We know the author's name is Marta, right?
Yes.
But do we know the girl's name in the story?
No.
Because a lot of times authors may change their name in a story just a little bit. It'll be similar but not exactly the same. Just to make it a little more fun. So who can tell me, what have you learned from them so far?
They're not so wealthy.
Not very wealthy, okay? Anybody else have something you want to add? Yes, sir.
They don't have enough to participate in sports.
Okay. Anybody else have something to add? Yes.
They can't take trips outside of town.
Okay, can't take trips. Yes, sir.
The scholarship jacket was the only chance they did something like that.
Okay, so say that again.
The scholarship jacket was their only chance of getting something like a jacket or something from the state.
Okay. Very good. I'm not going to write that out because that's a long one. But yes, very good. So do you think if she were to get the scholarship jacket, it would be a good thing?
For her, yes.
For her, yes, right?
But for somebody else who wanted it, it wouldn't be.
Right. Somebody else might not be as proud of it. So, my next thing says, go to your passage, and I want you to circle the narrator's description of the scholarship jacket in the first paragraph. Go and circle how they described it. When you get it, give me a thumbs up so I know that you've done it. Alright, Max, what is the description of it? What does it say?
It says a beautiful gold and green jacket.
Okay, did it say anything else about it?
The school card is awarded to the class 915. It had a gold S on it, and it has a winner's name on the pocket.
Very good. Alright, the next thing I want you to do is underline the explanation of how a student wins the jacket. So this time you're underlining how they might win the jacket. Give me a thumbs up when you get that done. Right, Peyton, what does it say about that?
It says that the student who had maintained the highest grade in the 8 years.
Okay, sidekicks. Did anybody come up with a question you might have for this author or for your neighbor? It's kind of, you're kind of questioning what this author's thinking.
If she plans on winning, I wonder what her grades are.
Okay. Anybody have an answer to that? What you think her grades might be?
It says straight A's. I know.
It's straight A's, right?
Because it says I've been a straight A student since first grade.
So you kind of wonder what her GPA might be, how high it is? Probably pretty high if she's thinking she might win it, right? Anybody else have a question for her? One thing that I'm thinking is, how is she about to graduate when she's only in 8th grade?
Oh,
Did that go through anybody's brain?
She's graduating from 8th grade to high school.
No, she's not. She is actually graduating.
She is.
Because, guys,
She's smart.
she's smart, but this is in a Hispanic region where it's a little bit different. The setting here, we're going to come to find out through inferencing, is she was born in California, but she moved and she lived in a Hispanic region where their culture is a little bit different from ours. and how their schooling is a little bit different from ours as well.
So she could be way older, but still be in 8th grade.
She could be, but she is actually still the same age as an 8th grade child here. How would you feel if you were in 8th grade and you were graduating?
I'll feel amazing.
It'd be neat, right? But do you think you would be ready
No.
to go out into the workforce as an 8th grader?
No, you couldn't even drive a car.
You couldn't drive a car, right? Alright, so we are done with part 1. We are going to stop here for today and we will pick back up with part 2 tomorrow. Everybody got me? Yes.
It says she was in a small Texas school.
Okay. Well, a lot of their customs are alike Hispanic. Okay?